Hello, Seekers. Welcome to another truth tape. I would like to clear many falsehoods trapped inside your brain at this time. Did you know that cats, such as your own pet for instance, have strange evil powers and may have you under their control right now? Did you know that elephants have long memories? Did you know that the aliens have landed and are slowly taking over your friends and maybe you? Did you know that man has not yet landed on the moon? Did you know that everything you know is incorrect? Well, listen up and I'll tell you everything I know, and believe me, no matter how far-fetched it may all sound, it is all true.
I am the great Caliph Hisham bin Abd al-Malik bin Marwan, and in my 189 years of existence upon the earth, yes. Oh, I was speaking to you. Yes, I have two rules that you should live by if you wish to live long and prosper. The first is the golden rule found among the 7 great religions of the world. It is, be nice to others, and they in return shall be nice to you. And secondly, you must never go to Wolverine.
Once there were 2 mice, and they both had the good fortune of living in an old museum.
Hey, this sure is a neat old museum. What do you say we live in here from now on?
Sure, I think that would be a swell idea.
Now, they were both good friends and did many good things together. They would scamper across old Indian mats and climb priceless paintings. They had a good time.
Hey, Dixie! This sure is a neat rug I'm on. Come here and feel how soft it is.
Hey, Pixie, you're right.
Hey, wait!
Oh, far out, man. You shit on an old priceless Indian rug.
Yes, they had a good time, but this one was to end for a brief time. Hello, Seekers. Did you know cats have a mysterious, strange power far greater than those of the common god? But you probably don't believe me, now do you? Well, it's true, and tonight we have a man with me who had an actual experience with his own cat, Toby. And here is his story.
It was a cold night. The rain fell unceasingly against the tin shutters of my cubicle. It was so cold, in fact, that I nearly suffered a heat stroke. But that isn't my story. My story is about my little pussy, Winston. I was quietly reading a book about the rise and fall of the Fourth Reich when I heard a scratching against my door. It startled me, and I was stricken with fear. I slowly arose from my comfortable reading stock and slowly approached the door from whence the sound emerged. The scratching continued, and I thought to myself, what manner of being would be pouring at my door at this time of the evening? I looked out my cubic window to see what was there. I saw nothing, just total bleakness. This aroused my suspicion to a height I had never attained before. I slowly reached for the doorknob and turned it. The doorknob squeaked, and then it opened to show a crack the length of the door as my force opened it. And there it was. It was Poe, my pet cat. He sat on the step of my cubicle and looked up at me with those cold, staring eyes. They cut through me like a chainsaw through cotton candy. He was wet and was shivering, and I knew the shivering meant he was using every ounce of his powers to entrance me. He meowed and stared. I was caught. Beyond my control, I let him into my domicile. He had me for sure. I don't know why, but then I did something I'd never done before. I walked to the closet and took out a towel. I then bent down, but not of my own accord, and gently stroked the cat, Queenie, my own pet cat, until he was dry. He began to emit a strange sound. It was, if I remember correctly, a purring type sound. He meowed again. What he did next was beyond anything I'd ever seen before. What he did was walk in and around my legs as if he were trying to seduce me. Did he want me for his own sexual pleasures? I'm not sure, for I then had this urge to walk to the cabinet, which was a small cubicle which held various types of food, which I had consumed before now and for the rest of my life. I bent down and began to search for something. I was not sure what it was, but I knew that when I saw it, I would know it. The visions the child's nightmare perceives has got to be the most horrifying sight to see, but not as horrifying as the sight I saw. There it was. It was cylindrical in shape. It stood about 5 inches tall. On it was written, Kalo, the same name as my cat, Bert.
RZA, the color TV of the future. Yes, you can now enjoy color TV in the privacy of your own cubicle. It has tuning knobs and everything. Sound even emerges from a small hole on the side of the set. Now you can hear the scratching of a door or a purring of an automobile. It'll seem real. RZA, for you.
Once again, the force from within the cat forced me to open the counter, and then I reached for the can opener in a drawer. I opened the can. Prince persisted to rub between my legs. It started to arouse me. I bent down and took a spoonful of Kalo, which was the same name as that of my cat, Roscoe. As I stood back up, the cat began to eat. I watched him as he ate. Within minutes, he had finished. I imagine he was content because his spell began to lift, and I began to feel my own self. Mittens, my cat, then headed to the door and sat in front of it, staring as if he were trying to entrance the door to open. I helped him. I opened the door. He got up and walked out into the darkness. I felt relieved, but deep down I knew this would not be the last time I would meet up with my cat, Sika. Somehow, I knew we would meet again, another time, another day.
So, Sika, it is true. The cats may want to take control of you. So beware when your cat comes to visit. He may want you for his own pleasure.
Hey, Pixie, look at that old suit of armor.
Hey, yeah, and look at the sign.
I can't read too good, so read it to me.
Okay. This suit of armor was worn by a brave knight back in the Middle Ages. He wore it to protect himself from being pierced by arrows, lances, and other pointed things. His horse also wore armor, though it was a bigger size than the knight. Suck it. Uh-oh. Someone else wrote that last line in.
Hey, I get an idea. Let's go inside the suit and fool around.
Oh, no, not me.
Okay, I'll go in by myself.
No, man, don't go in there.
So Dixie went inside the suit of armor. He crawled all over until he got lost. Terror seized him as he discovered he was lost. He began to cry out for help.
Help! Help! Please help me! Please help me make it through the night!
Hello, Seekers. Did you know that elephants have long memories? It's true. I saw it. Well, by God, that sure is a big elephant. Hello, elephant. What are you doing? Eating hay, are you? Tastes good? RZA, the color TV of the future. Yes, you can now enjoy color TV in the privacy of your own cubicle. It has tuning knobs and everything. Sound even emerges from a small hole in the side of the set. Now you can hear the yelping of an elephant or the clacking of bricks. It'll seem real. RZA for you. Well, by God, you sure are an ugly bastard. Hey, elephant, do you have a long memory? No? Well, let's take a little test. Ah, here's 2 bricks. Okay, now turn around. Good. This is going to hurt you more than it does me. 1 week later. Hi, elephant, I'm back. Elephant, don't you remember me? No? Well. Hey, don't you even remember these bricks? Ah, you do? I thought you would.
The assassination and/or persecution of the keeper of the key to the executive toilet of the Erotica Dildo Manufacturing Company, as performed by the members of the Tuesday Night Bridge Club and League of Lesbians, under the direction of Jose Fernandez Pedro Juan Julio Gimnowski Martinez Gomez Garcia Smith Jr., as performed before the Royal Scots Dragoon Guards at the Houston Astrodome.
Please do not persecute me. Oh, you did.
Veritable fountain of eloquence, ain't he?
Well, Seekers, I guess I don't have to tell you that everything you know about extraterrestrial life on our planet is wrong. Did you know that aliens have already landed and are slowly taking over many people? Maybe some of your friends may be already under their control, and maybe even you may be coming under their control. Some say the cats are helping with their plans. Who knows? Only time will tell, if time cares to tell.
Hello, kiddies, I'm Father Time, and I've seen this planet develop from a large sun. Explode, that is, and form little planets. The one you are living on now was developed that way. Now, don't you consider yourself to be an alien? Now, do you? Well, yes, you are. You were not here at first. After the first million years, man finally, sort of came about. But you are wondering, how did man come about? Well, dummies, I'll tell you. Some aliens sent a giant porridge bird down to this planet. He was told to lay an egg 400,000 feet above the terrain. Thus, man was born.
RZA, the color TV of the future. Yes, you can now enjoy color TV in the privacy of your own cubicle. It has tuning knobs and everything. Sound even emerges from a small hole on the side of the set. Now you can hear the flight of a porridge bird or the splat of an egg. It'll seem real. RZA, for you.
Smooth stuff, kiddies. Yeah, where were we? Ah, yeah. So you too are an alien, but that is not the problem. The problem is that other aliens are landing and taking over everybody. Prime suspects are the following: rock stars, lesbians, queers, and other funny boys. In conclusion, all faggots are aliens to us. As a matter of fact, there is a good chance David Bowie may be the leader of this alien group. So if you see any strange-looking people, don't trust them. They'll try to seduce you and make you do strange things and eventually make you one of them. If you have any friends who are of this nature, please notify me and I'll take good care of them. Yeah.
And so, Seekers, now you know. The aliens have landed and are slowly taking over. So when you walk out into the street tonight, beware. They may be out to get you.
Hello, I'm Oscar Lebensraum, and I'm here to tell you an interesting fact, because, well, let's face it, everything you know is wrong. For instance, did you know how the word asshole came about? Aha, I thought you wouldn't. Well, it all began back in 1814. It was in a little town called Justavia that the word came about. And what was that word, Seeker? Asshole, right. Now, there was this man named Bertram Octavian, and he was making love to Crystal Clear, his girlfriend, one night. They were really going at it, and Crystal became quite aroused by Bertram's tongue against their clitoris. And he ate it pretty good, too. What she said next was the payoff. She said, "Oh, Benjamin, eat my ass, too. Eat my asshole." Asshole? That was a funny name for her ass. Then he looked at her ass and saw a small hole. Conclusion. That hole from then on became an asshole. But in reality, Crystal only wanted her ass to be eaten whole at the same time. Hence, asshole. Now this word has many meanings today and can be used for different exclamations. For instance, you can fuck an asshole, call someone an asshole, or just plainly call someone a fucking asshole. Now, don't you feel better just knowing about that? It's the truth. I thought you would. That's why I brought it up. Well, I'll be back another time to let you in on the whole truth, you asshole.
RZA, the color TV of the future. Yes, you can now enjoy color TV in the privacy of your own cubicle. It has tuning knobs and everything. Sound even emerges from a small hole in the side of the set. Now you can hear the issuance from an asshole or the screwing of an asshole. It'll seem real, RZA, for you. And now, a word from our Creator.
Dear sir, poor sir, brave sir, dear sir, you are an experiment by the Creator of the universe. You are the only creature in the entire universe who has free will. You are the only creature who has to figure out what to do next and why. Everybody else is a robot, a machine. machine. Some people seem to like you, and others seem to hate you. And you must wonder why. They are simply liking machines and hating machines. You are pooped and demoralized. Why wouldn't you be? Of course it is exhausting, having to reason all the time in a universe which wasn't meant to be reasonable. The creator of the universe would now like to apologize, not only for this capricious, jostling companionship he provided during the test, but for the trashy, stinking condition of the planet itself. The creator programmed robots to abuse it for millions of years, so it would be a poisonous, festering cheese when you got here. Also, he made sure it would be desperately crowded by programming robots, regardless of their living conditions, to crave sexual intercourse and adore infants more than almost anything. He also programmed robots to write books and magazines and newspapers for you, and television and radio shows, and stage shows and films just for you. They wrote songs for you. The creator of the universe had them invent hundreds of religions, so you could have plenty to choose from. He had them kill each other by the millions, for this purpose only, that you may be amazed. They have committed every possible atrocity and every possible kindness unfeelingly, automatically, inevitably, just to get a reaction from you. Every time you went into a library, the creator of the universe held his breath. With such higgledy-piggledy cultural smorgasbord before you, what would you, with your free will, choose? Your parents were fighting machines. Your mother was programmed to bawl out your father for being a defective money-making machine, and your father was programmed to bawl her out for being a defective housekeeping machine. They were programmed to bawl each other off for being defective loving machines. Then your father was programmed to stomp out of the house and slam the door. This automatically turned your mother into a weeping machine. As your father would go down to the tavern, where he would get drunk with some other drinking machines, then all the drinking machines would go to a whorehouse and rent fucking machines. And then your father would drag himself home to become an apologizing machine, and your mother would become a very slow forgiving machine. And so, the creator of the universe hopes you'll accept his deepest apologies as to what he has done to you. Times are not as bad as you think they are. Times will get better, and the world will get itself back together again. That is, if he programs robots to do so. Fuck, man.
Well, Seekers, I guess I don't have to tell you that everything you know about the moon landing on July 29th, 1969 is wrong. Man has not yet landed on the moon. Well, I know. I've been there. It was in June of the same year that all this came about. Through my extrasensory perception, I came across stray thoughts by the commander of NASA. I quickly threw some things together and projected myself to NASA. By the stroke of good luck, I had my tape recorder with me, and this is what came about. Honey, you know what I want. Oh, wait a minute. That's the wrong part, man. Wait a minute. Okay, here it is now, folks. NASA.
Ah, yes, Major. Come in.
Hello, General. Are you ready to discuss the act?
Oh, yes, of course. Please, be seated.
Thank you, sir. As you can tell, they are planning to do something.
Now, what I want to accomplish today is the noise and picture techniques. I have here the whole script on a trip from liftoff to touchdown on the alleged planet. Now, what I want today is the sound effects we should use for this.
Oh, well, sir, I'm ready to give any suggestions necessary.
Fine. Now, we have all the visual effects down pat. The people at the Walt Disney Studios did a fine job with the visuals. I saw clips of the liftoff and touchdown. They were fantastic.
But, sir, how are we going to pull the takeoff off?
Well, they're going to make it rain, and great clouds of smoke will billow from large underground tanks. We will have stated on television that this is a heavy fog. We will use this fog to project the film takeoff.
Amazing, sir.
Yes. Now, how about the sounds?
Well, sir, for the ground-to-spacecraft communication, we could have the astronauts speak into coffee cans. After every communication, they could go...
Very good. Very good. Now, for the effect of the takeoff itself, I think we should get the crews together with all the sound equipment and station them on.
There you are, Seekers. The truth behind the moon landing. If you think that was fake, I'll tell you. Next week, how trains and race cars are fake. If you dare to listen.
Hi, Frank.
Hello, Ralph.
What's the matter, Frank? What's wrong with your neck?
Oh, I bit it last night while whitewashing the Sistine Chapel.
Bit yourself in the neck, Frank?
Yeah.
How?
I stood on the ladder. I was all alone on the beach one day, and I saw the strangest of all sights. A creature rose up out of the surf and came sloshing ashore. Its garments were made of green, lettucey, seaweed type stuff. I started to run, but it said, "Do not be afraid. I am the friendly witch of the sand, and I am here to take a sunbath." Then she flopped down on the sand. I was so fascinated that I couldn't leave this strangest of all sights. The sun was terribly hot. Her skin began to bake, and it turned as red as a ripe tomato. This spectacle amazed me. Now I ask you, have you ever seen a baking lettuce and tomato sandwich? Remember, a really meaningful dialogue between two people is the most important part of a relationship, as long as it does not interfere with sex, of course. RZA, the color TV of the future. Yes, you can now enjoy color TV in the privacy of your own cubicle. It has tuning knobs and everything. Sound emerges from a small hole on the side of the set. Now you can hear the takeoff of a rocket or the soft landing on the moon. It'll seem real. RZA for you. Hello, Seekers. Do you know anything about poems? Well, everything you know about poems is wrong. The poems I am about to read are the cream of the literary world, enjoyed the world over. Listen. Self-undressed elephant, with respects to George Harrison. Listened to the man on the radio. Said he had a thing to sell. And if you wanted to buy one, well, all you had to do was this. Write to the man on the radio and enclose $5, that's the fee. With a self-undressed elephant, so said he. Well, I listened to the man on the radio. Was that what he said? Or were my ears playing tricks on me? I really couldn't tell, so you see. So I wrote the man on the radio, sent him $5, that's the fee. And in the letter I wrote desperately, where can I find a self-undressed elephant that has to be sent with my fee? How'd you like that, Seekers? That was good. Here's another one called The Laughing Man. See the man sitting in the chair. I asked him why. Said he didn't care. 'Cause he was a man of no means. Didn't care which way or what. 'Cause he was a laughing man. Laughing man. Didn't care what anyone would stand. He jumped on the table, tripped over my plate, ran through the onions, slipped on my steak. Didn't care which way or what. 'Cause he was a laughing man. Laughing man. He didn't care where anyone would stand. How was that, Seekers? Here it is. This is the big one. I got nipples on my titties as big as my thumbs. I got something between my legs that'd make a dead man come. I got a shoe-fight pie and an apple pan dowdy. Makes your thighs rise up and your peckers say howdy. You can huff, you can puff, you can stretch your stuff, but you'll never get enough of my wonderful stuff. Well, what'd you think of those poems, Seekers? The best, aren't they? And why shouldn't they be? They were written by none other than the Pulitzer Prize winner Zarix and Janthropus, who wrote his award-winning story, Flash Condom. Well, Seekers, I have another interesting tale for you tonight. This is as true as I am standing here sitting down. Do you believe in UFOs? Of course you do. After all, you've heard tonight, who wouldn't? Well, I have a true story now that will knock you off your girl's lap. Listen.
One day, as I rode my '55 Chevy down the street, I hit a bump and my car went out of control, and I slammed into a cement wall. It was the year 1925, and I was about 25 years old. I was a bachelor and had a job at a recapping company. It was called the Larson's Celebrated Recapping Company. It was June 16th, about 7:30 in the morning. I was just leaving for work in my classic Ford. No sooner did I get to the corner of the street when the road broke open and a giant monster hopped out and started smashing things. I ran out of the car just in time, because he picked up my car and threw it at a house. The car blew up, taking the house with it. Then the monster started throwing nails on the road so that the cars would get flat tires. Boy, that monster is stupid, I said to myself. We have hard tires, not the kind you inflate with air. After that, I pulled my trusty radio and turned on WSVP, and the radio man said that the monsters were popping up everywhere. Then I started to get scared. I came to an open field where there was a castle, but I avoided it, because I didn't like the looks of it. All of a sudden, it got dark and started thundering and lightning. The ground began to shake, and another monster came out of the ground, throwing non-galvanized nails on the ground in front of me. I asked him why. He said, because they will rust, and you will step on them, and you will get blood poisoning. I said, Oh, that makes good sense. A little while later, I was hit over the head by the hand of the monster's little monster and was brought to an old house. When we reached the old house, the little monster brought me in and tied me to a chair. Got a guillotine ready. The other one said, "You have till dawn." A little while later, I asked the little monster what they were going to do with my head and body, and he said, "We have to feed Harry." "Who is Harry?" I asked. "Harry is the little piranha over there in the swimming pool. Would you like to go for a swim?" "No, thanks. I'll pass." Soon it was dawn, and one little monster was filling the blade on the guillotine. 5 minutes later, the head monster brought me up to the guillotine and said, "Any last words?" I said, "No." Then he told me to kneel down and put my head in the slot. Then the monster pulled the chain. The blade went up and up and up. Then he locked the chain at the side of the guillotine to the lever. Then the monster said, "Hit it, Hal." Then Hal said, "Help me, Igor. I can't seem to budge it. It's stuck." Then, "Here it goes." Then...
Are you okay, Joe?
Yeah, I'm okay. I guess I had a bad dream. And boy, my head hurts.
Attention, humanlings and earthboys. Stop where you are. Do not rise. We have come from the from the 211th sector of the quadrant of what you call the sky. Our name is from Warpool. Surrender, slave. You have been the cruel masters of Earth long enough. Listen to the law.
Wait a minute now. Gas music from Jupiter, indeed. I've been up all night thinking about this story, and it is the real story for you. I've given all the proof and everything. The aliens have landed among us. I'm not hot-dogging you. We've got to stop protecting ourselves, or we will meet up with our end. Seekers. I guess this is the end. Or is it only the No, it's the end.